Kevin Durant's Twitter fingers have been reactivated.
KD is bugging.
In case you didn't notice.
KD is bugging. And I'm all in on this one because he is so salty that he's a Net and not a Knick.
I don't know if that's.
Of course you don't know.
I don't think that's the case.
But I know that he is mad salty that he chose to go to the Nets where nobody cares.
It would be the same result both play. They wouldn't win this year or next year.
That's not the point.
But
the point is.
But why would you want somebody that's injured?
The interaction came because he was getting clowned.
Well, I'll tell you what happened because I got the Twitter thing right here.
Go ahead. I know what happened, but go ahead. Tell
Kendrick Perkins drops a
it started with Kendrick Perkins?
Yes.
Or Brandon Tierney?
It might have been Tierney too, but Kendrick Perkins is the one that this one really got my attention.
Okay.
So Kendrick says, in about 30 minutes, I'm going to give you. He said, I'm going to give my opinion on SportsCenter on why I believe that Russell Westbrook is the best player to have ever put on an Oklahoma City Thunder jersey.
Coming from a former teammate, that means something.
He is Mr. Thunder. That's what he said. All right. So then we keep on going. Scroll down. Kendrick Perkins says, hey, Kevin Durant left the door open and Russ walked in. You know, he's responding. They talking back and forth.
Uh-huh.
And then somebody says, I think Russ walked right into the door call second round of the playoffs 3 straight times. And then Kendrick Perkins says, and this is Mark D'Amico. I think he's a writer. Kendrick Perkins says, KD lost in the second round without Russ when I was there. So what that mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then Kevin Durant logged on.
Oh, my goodness. Kevin Durant logged on.
And he says, yeah, and our starting center, Kendrick Perkins, averaged a whopping 2 and 3 during the series.
Ooh! Shot ducked down.
And he said, you played hard, though, champ. LOL. And then he says, facts on the averages and facts on the champ part 2. And then Kendrick says, boy, stop. You did the weakest move in NBA history.
Oh, he did do the weakest.
Up on a team 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals and then go join the team the following season.
Oh, that was the weakest move in NBA history.
Heart of a champion right there. Oh, we're going to talk about that. He's a heart of a champion right there. So Kevin Durant puts a picture of a sloth up. Which is very accurate.
That's
really accurate. And it kind of burns. It kind of burns.
Yeah.
But what I will say with this, I don't know if I agree with that. Do you agree that was the weakest move in history? I do not think
that is pretty close to the weakest free agent move in NBA history.
You think so?
Definitely.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You can't think of another.
I'm not talking about what's weakest. I'm talking about when you look at the situation. This is what you need to be upset about. This is what you should blame. Number one, blame the collective bargaining agreement. Blame the salary cap. Blame the new design for player movement that everybody's doing. Kendrick Perkins was on the team where they messed around and put 3 guys together and worked under the table. Remember, Kevin McHale shooting deals over. I mean, even look at Kawhi. Kawhi and Paul George joining each other in the middle of the night. Everybody's waiting to see what happens. Like, this is what happens. You can't get upset about that. And if KD never goes to Golden State with this injury that he has, he may never go to a finals, may never win one, and never be contending like that.
Nah, not KD.
But the injured KD? That's the thing.
He's just way too talented to not take his own team to the finals. I don't look at him as he would have never gotten to the finals without Golden State. I look at him as he was almost in the finals without Golden State, and then he fronted.
But then he went to Golden State and was the focal point of that team.
They ain't need him.
Yes, they did. Why did they lose last year?
The year before,
he went down.
They lost the year before because LeBron was too big for them, so they went and got the anti-LeBron.
There's nothing wrong with that. You needed help.
There was nothing wrong with that, but from KD's perspective, why would you not want to beat the team that beat you, that you were so close to beating? Why wouldn't you want to carry your own team to the finals and win a championship?
Because
he's got a huge asterisk, and everybody knows it.
Because the people you're playing with ain't up to par. Have you ever played with somebody like pickup ball, a league or whatever, and the dude's not up to par? And yes, y'all making playoff runs and stuff like that, but you're like, man, every single time.
True, but here, like when he was a free agent, I was like, thinking of teams, why not go to the Sixers? Because he carries so much weight that he's going to be like, he can go to the general manager and says, this is what I want to do. just like LeBron's model, you can go to a team and basically take this job as assistant general manager and build a team around you the way that you want. Why not go to a team like the Sixers that had cap room and you could play with possibly Embiid and Simmons or however else you want to build a team around you? Find a team with talent, yes, but with young talent. Don't find a team that everybody already acknowledges as the best team in basketball and go play with them when you're the second best player in the league.
But we all choose to do different things. What's wrong with it? So you're saying he should go play with Boost Mobile when he can go work for Apple?
I can go.
Why not? You work at Droid, you join Apple.
Right, but you can go make another Apple.
But why? You don't have to. Everybody doesn't want to do that. There's been a lot of guys that said I can do this, but I'm ask Damian Lillard.
Mm-hmm. He thinks he's not KD.
But still,
KD
there've been a lot of stars
being a top 10 all-time NBA player.
There's a lot of stars that
nobody's a star like this. He's one of 3, 4, 5 guys who are, all-time greats that are playing in the NBA today. He's not like everybody else.
I don't see any problem with it. And I'll be honest with you, if he did not do this Golden State move, you potentially are possibly never seeing him in the finals again. Right. And then what do we say? Like, oh, man, he tried, man. Well, man, that bum Achilles. And that's it.
All right, that's fair. The other side to that was his Twitter exchange with CBS Sports and former ESPN New York host Brandon Tierney, somebody that all of us New York sports fans know. There's just this whole national narrative about the Knicks and the Nets. And I find that national fans just do not understand the dynamic of New York City sports because they always fall back to the Knicks are not important. Nobody cares about the Knicks, this and that. The Nets are this. And you just don't know. You just don't understand. That's just not how it works here, right? It's the Knicks, period. There are no Nets. The Nets are a national, they're an NBA team. They're not a New York team. They don't have a fan base in New York. So choosing to go to the Nets instead of the Knicks, to me, there's a hint of trying to avoid the media that follows the Knicks so that everybody out there understands. There are, in New York, metro area, the Bergen Record, the New York Daily News, the New York Post, the New York Times, there's Newsday, there's Star Ledger, there's paper after paper after paper after paper. There's several TV stations, much more than any other market. All of those people have beat writers that follow the Knicks. There's no stories about the Nets in the newspaper ever. Nobody cares about the Nets. So I understand choosing the Nets because it was a better situation, which is fine. I get that. But for the national fans who like to look in New York and try to act like they know what's going on or try to relate it to anything else, you just don't understand this dynamic, so you got to stop. It's not what you think. It's not what you think.
I think people like trolling y'all. That's what I think.
No, I think people just don't know, and they just don't understand.
No, they like trolling the Knicks because y'all get so passionate. Y'all think y'all getting every player, every coach, and they pick with you.
It's not even that.
But I'm going to tell you this.
We do get pretty much every coach that we want because that's nothing but money. And signing free agents in the NBA is not a thing that really happens. Stop it. It doesn't really happen.
Here's the bottom line.
The free agent picks where he wants to go, a la KD, going to a team that was already great.
Listen, we can point to everybody else. The bottom line, the Knicks are unstable as an organization.
I don't believe that right now.
I believe it.
Okay.
Why would you want to go there? Look what happened to Melo. You can go all the way back to Patrick Ewing, and you can look at the problems that people have had.
Melo was a number one guy per the narrative who turned out to not really be a number one guy. What happened to Melo? He made the playoffs one time. You're the best player on the team. Make the playoffs
but
every
he's
year.
your quote-unquote star. So why would but again, why would another player want to come into that situation? It's not stable here. You guys are trying to figure out which direction you're going. You're talking about
what happened to Melo? What happened to Melo that wasn't good?
I'm using him as an example as a star. What happened to him was he came here. I think there was a point he didn't want to be here. They didn't want to let him go.
No, he never wanted to leave.
Well, there was a point I thought he wanted to go. They wouldn't let him go anywhere.
He didn't want to go.
You didn't put the pieces that he needed. Go.
Phil Jackson was getting on him because Phil Jackson realized that this dude was not a real number one guy. Phil Jackson wanted to get rid of him.
Yeah,
but we got to move on.
But hiring Phil is another problem anyway.
That was a problem.
That's unstable.
That was a problem. But again, that's a big name with some cachet. That's what the Knicks always do. They go out and get the big names and the best people they think are available to be their executives and their head coaches.
But they can't
and
get no
those people
players.
Tend to fail.
They cannot seem to get any
That's because
players.
they keep trying to get veterans instead of raising their own players. Today, the Knicks are raising their own players. And I'm telling you, 2-3 years, I don't want the bandwagon fans, national fans, trying to get on the Knicks bandwagon. Because the Knicks are about to be good, and we don't want you.
The rumor I heard is that y'all are trying to get rid of some young talent. That's what I heard. I heard y'all trying to make some trades.
Young talent to get young talent. So if I got to package 4 guys to get Karl Anthony Towns, it's done. But anyway, we got to move on.
Yeah.